Right. Starting going live on Instagram.
Okay.
Live on Facebook.
Welcome back to my live, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to Dinners from Around the World. With me, Chef Walker-Barrett. Welcome back to those looking in on Facebook. Welcome to those on Instagram. And welcome to those on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining me this evening as I share with you how I make dinner for my family. If you are new to our live, we call it Dinners from Around the World. And so if you are new, I want to say welcome to the Dinners from Around the World family. If you are returning, welcome back. Today's dinner is pot roast beef. So we're going to look at how simple you can make that. The flavors for our pot roast beef is going to be primarily just some salt and pepper, and we're going to be serving that with some market vegetables. So guys, stick around if you want to see how to make pot roast. Now for our international viewers, we know that Thanksgiving for the persons who are watching from the US is coming up, and then right after that is Christmas. Now I want to share with you a simple dinner you can make for the holidays, and that's going to be pot roast beef. Also, I'm making a very simple dessert. So as usual, we want to start with our dessert first, and then we want to simplify it.
Cheryl Jenkins, hi.
Hi Cheryl. For our dessert, guys, we are making a chocolate chip banana muffin. And to simplify it, so I know how the holidays can be very, very busy. So this is what I'm doing for you. You don't have to make it from scratch. I'm using a yellow cake mix. You can also use a white cake mix or even a chocolate cake mix. So the cake mix is going to be my base. So 1 pack
Mom
of
says
cake mix.
says good evening.
Good evening.
Jessica Allen says hi.
Hi Jessica, welcome.
MK says good evening. I'm glad you are back.
Julian
Thank
Ryan,
you.
hi Diva Chef.
Hi Judy,
The
welcome
Jordan
back.
413 says chef come to Texas and do a pop-up and really bring the good food to the area. We have nothing.
In the future. And I love Texas barbecue.
She said
I love
you can
Texas
stay with
beef.
You can stay with me. I have a huge house. So you know what it says. Hey,
Alright,
chef.
we'll talk. Hey Sabrina.
I have landed on the food train. TT Kitchen says good evening.
Hello TT Kitchen. Alright, hold the greetings. Let's get our dessert in the oven, guys. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we are making holiday baking a lot easier. We are making a banana bread, or the banana muffin, whatever I call it. It's a banana muffin, banana and chocolate chip. So to simplify it, we're using cake mix. So into my mixer, I have 1 pack of cake mix. And now I'm adding all the holiday warm spices to make the house smell like you're baking all day, baking from scratch. So I'm adding in some nutmeg. I have my 100-year-old nutmeg grater here that is just moving slow, but still gonna use it. So we're adding some nutmeg, and then we're going to add some cinnamon. These are the flavors that I associate banana bread with. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm adding like a teaspoon of cinnamon, so that completes our dry ingredients cake mix cinnamon. Now to add some freshness to the party, I'm adding 1 cup of bananas. All I did was to peel and mash them. So the bananas go in to the bowl, and then I love the flavor of sour cream in my banana bread, so I'm using 1/3 of a cup of sour cream. Now if you don't have sour cream, guys, you can always use 1/3 of a cup of milk, and to get a little acidity, you can add a teaspoon of lime or lemon juice directly to your milk. Alright, so sour cream goes in. Now we're going to add 3 eggs. So the thing here, the cake mix instruction says to add 3 eggs, 1/3 cup of oil, and 1 cup of water. So I replace 1/3 of that water with my sour cream. And of course, for flavor, I'm adding in the bananas, fresh bananas. So that's why we're calling it banana muffin. So we're adding in 3 fresh eggs.
Miles Phillips says good evening.
Hi Miles, welcome. Oops. I think a shell went overboard. Try and get it out. Alright, so our eggs are in. Now we're going to add 1/3 cup of oil. And I want to add some vanilla. Let me grab my vanilla. Where is my vanilla?
Latoya Roof, great evening, chef and family.
Hi Latoya, welcome. So guys, vanilla goes in 1 coverful of the vanilla. That's about a teaspoon. And then finally, I'm going to add the remaining liquid. So this asks for 1 cup of water. I added 1/3 of a cup of sour cream. So I'm just going to subtract that and add the remaining water. And put it on my mixer.
AMK says I'm watching you on IG and YouTube.
Oh, AMK, thank you. YouTube, welcome. I totally forget that I was on YouTube, so here we go. And we're just gonna let it mix. Let everything mix and get nice and happy while I clean up. So if you want to make banana bread or banana muffin, you can use a cake mix and push the process along if you don't want to be measuring and be in the kitchen for too long. So we have, because I'm putting it in a muffin pan, I'm referring to it as muffin or cupcake. The difference between a cake and a muffin is classified as a quick bread, is a little bit more dense, while a cupcake is a mini version of a cake. Back to the freezing.
Dan C. Dirt Hut says, love you guys. Keep up the good work. God bless.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the well wishes.
Sue says, good evening, chef and family.
Hey, Sue. Okay, our banana muffin batter is ready. So we are going to mix the chocolate chip in. Let me grab some chocolate chip from the fridge. So, chocolate chip. You can always find chocolate chip in the baking section of your supermarket, so don't worry guys. I'm adding 1/2 of a cup of chocolate chip and just mixing it in just like so. Our pan is ready, so we're going to be using 1/3 measure. And these are the jumbo size muffin pans, so I really need about 1/2 cup of batter in there. This is what it looks like. How fast was that? So guys, if you are watching for the first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're watching from Facebook, share the live.
New Mansion, it says, love your presentation, always a plus, yum yum.
Thank you so much. And if you're watching on Instagram, let somebody know that Chef Walker-Barrett is on. And so we are also live on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining, for those who are joining from YouTube. So let's put this out the way. So now we are going to put some banana on top because we want it, it's a holiday, so we kind of want it to look pretty. So by the way, guys, I didn't tell you about these bananas. So these are the bananas I find in the market. We refer to them as bumpy bananas. What do you call them? They're this small. Some persons call them apple bananas. I love these bananas in smoothies, so I always buy them when I go to the market and see them because it doesn't have that, you know, sometimes you don't like bananas in drink because it take over. This banana, it just have a different vibe. So my dad used to refer to it as an apple banana, but the lady in the market told me that she calls it Chinese banana or bumpy banana. This is literally the size of it, you know. So okay, so we're gonna cut it.
John Ratchet says, did you add any water to the mixture?
Yes, I did. I did. So I'm just gonna slice my little bumpies and just put a slice.
Karen Morgan, good evening.
Hey Karen, welcome.
I can go to the oven later.
We're putting one slice each on our muffin because they're so tiny. I'm just cutting them along the natural formation of the banana. And that's what that looks like. And then we're going to go in with some more chocolate chip.
Ratchet says honey, banana because of the sweetness.
Oh, honey, I've never heard it like that before.
Shaquille says good night, auntie.
Hi, Shaq.
Shanika says honey banana.
Honey banana.
Famous Face says clingy banana. Archini.
Oh, maybe it's shiny.
Chinese. Chubby says Chinese banana, sorry.
Karen Morgan, Thanksgiving coming up, nice food ideas.
Yes, Karen. So guys, this is what our banana muffins, banana pancake, banana, you know what I'm saying, banana everything. But this is what it is. Alright, so we're gonna put it in the oven and we're gonna bake it at 350 and we're starting at 20 minutes and see where that takes us.
Flavor 5 Finger says I'm coming to see you in Jamaica soon to experience street food.
Oh well, we'll be happy to have you. So our oven is set at 20 minutes and it's on 350. So we're good to go. Let's just clean this up real quick.
Giftedness says good evening, enjoying the meal from a distance.
Thank you so much. Alright, so I'm going to throw the rest of my bumpy bananas back into my fridge to put in some smoothies. Okay guys, so on to dish number 2. So for dish number 2, we are going to be cooking some hot roast beef. I want to pause and talk about what that is, so stick around. So let's just grab our beef and everything. So these are our carrots. This is the beef. This right here is string beans. So I went ahead and I boiled these. So they're partially cooked, they just want some flavor. And I have some spices, mustard, pimento, orange spice, cumin, a bag of things. Stick around, guys. You know, when the holiday season come around, you have to roll out all the unusual flavors.
Karen Morgan, don't sleep on street food Saturdays. I was there and I can't wait to go back. Chef, I'm hoping to meet you.
Oh, Karen, you came. I'm so happy you followed the food. Okay, so let us get the pot going. All right. Really feel like holiday kind of cooking here tonight. I don't know why when I'm trying to simplify everything. So I'm going to be using the burner for the beef because I want it to sear nice and hard. Could you turn that stove on for me, please? All right, so let's just look at our beef while I get my stove to work. Thank you. So we're gonna put our pot on. This is what we're cooking our pot roast beef in. So I'm gonna put this pot on to get it nice and hot while we look at the beef. I hope you guys can see that. So focus back now on the beef. Now in Jamaica, we do not raise beef, and this is my opinion, guys. Do not come at me for this. I don't think the Jamaican farmers raise the beef for the palate. They rear the beef for the milk. Therefore, they don't take a lot of care in you know what the animal do as it relates to the tenderness of the flesh. So Jamaican beef tend to always be tough, and I think that is why most persons say, oh, I don't like beef because you know it's so tough. But Jamaican beef, they're great for stewing, a long, moist, slow method of cooking. This beef is a Jamaican beef, but it is the tenderloin. The tenderloin is a muscle that is nested under the rib cage of the animal, and this is what the tenderloin looks like. This is how it came out of the animal. This thing right here is money. See what it looks like? Now all animals have a tenderloin. This one is beef tenderloin. Look at it. Now from this one beef tenderloin, you can get the very famous cut. Have you ever heard of filet mignon? Yes. This is the cut you get that beef. This is where you get the filet mignon from. Now, I treat my beef a little bit different because I wanted a lot of flavor. So what I did, I had it marinating in ginger, pimento, and some sea salt with some beer, because what I find is that the beer helps to tenderize it, even though it is a beef tenderloin. But the beer primarily in this instance just adds some flavor that I like because I love beer. So this is what we're going to be roasting tonight. This cut of the beef, it does not take long to cook, and so we're pot roasting it. So if you want to give beef a try, you can buy the beef tenderloin. You can find this, for those of you who are living abroad, this is not hard to find, and foreign beef always nice and soft, any cut, because it's a different vibe, it's a different culture. The farmers there tend to raise the beef for the plate, you know, and not only for the milk. You know, you meet some farmers and they say, okay, I'm a milk farmer, and then some other farmers, they're doing it for the plate. So this little white thing here is called the silver skin. It can be a little bit tough, so I'm taking it out with a paring knife.
That girl Barbie says, what's the Facebook name?
My Facebook is Simone Walker-Barrett. Yeah, that is my Facebook.
Karen McPherson says, blessings.
Hey, Karen. Good evening. So I'm taking off some of my silver skin. Okay. This particular cut of beef, it doesn't come with a lot of fat, and I like that. And that can be an advantage if you are watching your fat intake. But that for us chefs sometimes is a disadvantage because fat equals flavor. So, but I find that you can always add back the fat to it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to smother it with some olive oil, and then I'm going to show you how else I'm going to be treating this beef. So you guys stick around. Okay, so I'm cooking the beef the way I like it. So I want to show you guys that I have here some Dijon mustard, I have some pimento, and I have olive oil. So I want to put about a tablespoon of olive oil onto my beef. Okay. And then my Dijon mustard, they go in with a brush, and let's see, oh, this brush is too big.
Jerry Ann says, good evening. When will the reservation for December 3 be available to book? For December be available to book?
We're currently taking reservations for December 3rd, River Dining Experience. For those of you who are watching, the reservation link is currently open in the bio on our Instagram page, Street Food Saturdays. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to dine with us on December 3rd, the reservation link and the menu with prices is on our Instagram. The link is in the bio. The menu is attached, is pinned in the page post.
Mika Great says, good evening, everyone.
Good
Cheryl
evening.
Bashley says, loving the meal presentation today.
Thank you. So back to this. So I'm using a brush and I'm smothering my beef with some Dijon mustard and some oil, some olive oil. I'm using olive oil because that's what I have. And the mustard adds a nice little touch that I like, so that's why I'm putting it on. So now that it is smothered with mustard, I have some ground pimento. So what I did, I put the pimento in my coffee grinder. Well, I don't use it for coffee anymore, my spice grinder, and I grind it up. And so the pimento is going to stick to the beef. And this is inspired by the famous peppered steak, the way the French people do it. This would have been peppercorn, but I'm using pimento because, you know, I'm an island girl and pimento is so delicious. So I'm crusting my beef with pimento, and that is grounded up, and the pimento is sticking to the beef because of the mustard. Yeah, this is going to be so good. All right, so that is that. There we go, we're done with that. Let me just wash my hands. Now, pot roast beef, guys, pot roast beef is really, you know, if you're going to get technical and look in depth on cooking methods, a pot roast beef is really a braised beef where you sear the beef by browning it on all sides, and then you would put it in a flavorful liquid and cook it. And it's usually a cut of meat that requires a little longer cooking. Tonight I'm doing the easy version of pot roast. I'm going to start it on the stove and finish it in the oven. So we're not going to be putting a lot of liquid on it for it to be boiled and boiled, you know, like our Jamaican grandma does it. No. This is going to be fast because it is a tender cut of meat. So in my pan, I have my pan on. Bring the pan over. Can you guys see the pan? Let me know. So I'm going to add some oil.
Mika,
Just a little oil.
Says the pimento will add great flavor.
Yes, it does.
Jerry is asking about the December 11th.
Oh, we're not at December 11 just yet. So we do the reservation one at a time. We're just starting to take reservation for the first date in December, which is December 3rd. As soon as we are sold out for December 3rd, we will post a menu with the date, December 11, written on it. Once you see a menu that says December 11, click on the menu and read the caption and follow the instruction. So here we go. I took out my longest pot. Tell you what, guys, I think my beef is bigger than the pot, so I'm going to cut off a piece. And this piece that I'm cutting off, I'm going to make a different dish with it sometime in the future. So it's now shorter, so it will be able to hold in the pot. So here we go. And that is the sizzle you want to hear. And we're going to be browning it on all sides. smell this? As soon as the pimento hits the heat, you start smelling many different flavors. And so searing is just a technique. It's not a method of cooking. Searing is what our, you know, if you're Jamaican, is what your grandparents or your mom will say, brown the meat. That's what searing is. You are browning the meat, and browning the meat helps the meat to have more flavor. It helps to coagulate, set the outside of the protein to lock the juices in. So here we go. We're just going to turn it.
Karen Morgan, I'm smelling it.
Firefly.
I know, Karen.
Firefly Green says good night.
Good night, Firefly. Welcome. Checking out our cupcake. And this is happening very fast. So because I almost say pork, our beef tenderloin is like a log. So as we sear it, we roll it. We keep rolling it till all the parts of it is nice and brown. So here we go. And how do you like to eat your beef? I prefer my beef medium well, not rare, medium well. But to get medium well, you need to take the beef off the stove at medium rare and then let it set up. Setting or resting is very important because it helps to lock the juices in. And while the meat is resting, it is continued to cook. So in culinary, we call that carry-over cooking. So let's just step back a bit. Sometimes persons, I know most Jamaicans do not like their meat undercooked. Okay, that is fine. If you, a cut of meat like this, which is a tender cut of meat, if you cook it to well done, if you remove it from the stove at the well done stage, by the time you start eating it, it's going to taste overdone. So to prevent that, you want to remove the meat one step before. So if you want it well done, you are going to take it off the stove medium well, and so as it sits, and the carryover cooking continues until it cools down to about 140 degrees. Then when you eat it now, you will have that perfect, well-done taste. Try that little tip, guys, with beef and tell me.
Karen Morgan, well done.
Yes, Karen, I know everybody's going to want their beef well done. And can you guys see this? You see how fast that is seared? I'm going to share it with you. Look at that goodness. So I'm going to hold it up like so to kind of set both ends. Turn my fire down. I don't want my pimentos to burn. So if you're looking to do something else, check out beef tenderloin. It's a little bit, I think beef tenderloin is the most expensive cut of meat, especially in Jamaica. But if you want to splurge on flavor, you can check out the beef tenderloin. So let's grab a plate. Let's grab a plate. So we're just going to repurpose the plate that we had on. You want to make sure you wash it though. Alright, so look at this.
Good afternoon, Chef Walker-Barrett and family. Where can I get a coffee grinder like that to purchase?
Good afternoon. I'll get one for you, Miss French. This is how brown and delicious with the pimento spices encrusted, and for persons looking on YouTube, looky here. So now guys, we have some carrots, that we're going to add. So we're just throwing everything in the pot. This is, so I boiled these carrots already, so they're not going to take long to cook. I boiled them because I was thinking about the meat that it would be cooking with, which is going to cook so much quicker than the carrots. So I boil the carrots for 15 minutes in boiling salty water. Now we're going to add some flavor to our carrots.
Where pot roasted beef tenders is part of my menu for Christmas.
Oh, nice. So I'm going to season my carrots because I love all the parts of my food season. So this is some orange seasoning. I love the vibe that this brings to the carrot. It literally is called orange pepper. So it's like orange rind and pepper mixed together. This is what it looks like, guys. Orange pepper. So we're adding some of that to our carrots. We're also going to add what is left of my pancake syrup. So I like to add the flavors to the carrot that I think enhances the natural flavor of carrots.
Rita French, okay, thanks much.
You're welcome. So we're adding some maple flavored syrup, and then we're adding some honey. So a little sweetness for the carrot because I want them to be sweet. And then I'm going to add some wine because the wine is going to make it.
And Campbell says good afternoon, Chef.
Good afternoon.
Thanks again for sharing. Wayne Wallock says orange and pepper don't go together.
Orange and pepper don't go together? That's alright. They go together in this dish. Why would orange and pepper don't go together? Alright, we're adding some thyme, and the thyme has a nice little citrus note to it, so it's going to pick up on the orange pepper, and everything is going to flow together for the greater good of our dish.
Lena Davis on YouTube says, hello, Chef Barrett. Nice to see you.
Hello,
I am
Lena.
not on Instagram. Is there any other way to make a reservation? And finally, follow your YouTube channel.
Oh, Lena, no. We adopt Instagram as our office, so we only take the reservation via Instagram. We put the link in the bio. Alright, so one more spice to go onto our carrot before we put our beef on it and put it into the oven. And I hear my bell ring for my cupcake, but they're not ready, so we're going to put it back to 20 more minutes.
Karen Morgan, trust the process.
So in my spice grinder, I have this little spice. It's called caraway. I love it. It's used a lot in German cooking. It has a smell that I can't explain and a delicious flavor. It's called caraway seed. I use it a lot when I'm making spice mix, so I always have it. So this is my caraway seed. And I also have cumin seeds. Now all of these spices have a lemon note to them, and so it works well with the orange pepper that we're using. So they look the same. Both the cumin and the caraway looks the same, but they're different, and you can tell the difference by smelling them. Alright, so we're going to just crush these in our spice grinder. I'll be right back.
Flavor 5 Fingers says, yeah, I love to add honey to my carrots. MK says it does go together. Shanika says, put the maple syrup and wine, put on potatoes as well.
Yes, you can.
Nash Sam says why not cut the top and bottom of the carrot?
Oh, I left them on deliberately. I just scrubbed these carrots nice and well. I wanted that rustic look for the carrots, so I just leave them in their absolute naturalness. You know, all I did was to wash them. So we're adding a sprinkle of our caraway and cumin to our carrots. And then we're just gonna flip it over like so, just to make sure.
Oh, Miles Caleb was the one that says finally found the channel. Sorry.
What is that?
Miles.
Who's Miles?
From Instagram.
Okay. Alright, so guys, our carrots, they're basically done. So now we're going to return our beef. Just put it on top like so. That's it. Just a little bit more drizzle of olive oil onto our beef, and then it's going to go into the oven and we're going to cook it. I'm going to cook it to an internal temperature of 155, and then it's going to rest up to 165, and that's going to take it where I like to eat it. Okay? So you could add butter, but I don't have any butter, so I'm just adding what I have. This is how I like to cook at home. Whatever I have is what I use and make delicious, delicious food for me and my family. So take a last look. Looky here. This is going into the oven. This is our pimento crusted beef, and we have it over some spiced carrots. So it's going to go in to my oven. The oven is at 350, and we're going to let that stay in there for about 30 minutes and just cook nice and slow while we clean up.
Claudette Lynch, good night.
Hey Claudette, welcome to the live, girl. All right, so now we are going to move on to our starch. I want to introduce to you guys a different starch tonight. So let's roll out the flat top. Let's take up all of these that we're not using, put them away. So here goes. So I want to introduce you to couscous. Have you guys ever heard that? Couscous is very, very easy to find. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's a Moroccan staple. You know, just like how rice is a Jamaican staple, or Chinese staple, or pasta is an Italian staple. The couscous is a Moroccan staple, and of course, you know where to find Morocco. Morocco is somewhere far, far away. Where's Morocco? Morocco is in North Africa, yes. So, couscous, some persons say it is pasta, some persons say it is not. Whatever it is, this is what it looks like. It is a starch. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to share with you guys how I make it for my family. Let me get some water in my pot first.
Firefly says I never ate it, and Campbell says yes, I like it.
I love it. It's different and it's very easy to prepare. So I have some water on. I'm going to bring this water to a boil. While we wait on that, let us take a good look on our couscous. I'm going to be using 1 cup. So this is what it looks like, guys. It looks like some little grains. Right? Well, it's not a big bag. I'm going to use all of it. This is going to triple in size when it is rehydrated. And this one instruction says, boil the water, remove from it, use ½ cup of water for each cup of couscous. Okay, and then you fluff it with a fork. But tonight we're going to add a bag of things. The couscous make a great stuffing also. So for the holidays, if you want to make a stuffing, you can use any starch to make your stuffing. Just make it flavorful. And this couscous that I'm making tonight, you can adapt this and use it as your stuffing. Now, if you don't want to use it as a stuffing, you know, stuff it inside the bird. You can serve it on the outside of the bird as a side dish. And when we do that, we call it a dressing. All right, you see, so we go from stuffing to dressing, same thing. Now couscous, because of where it is from, I'm going to be adding some of the flavors. So I had this dish from a North African chef before, and I find that they cook with a lot of preserved lemons, a lot of olives, a lot of orange, a lot of dried fruits like dates and currants and grapes, you know, fruits and savory. It blew my mind, and a lot of spices. So that's my inspiration for this dish tonight. And we call it a curry couscous because we're going to be adding some curry for flavor. We will also carry over the obedient flavors of the caraway and cumin that we added to our carrots. And yes, cumin is a big spice that they also use in their cooking. And we will be adding some honey also for sweetness, and we will also add a little bit of cinnamon and some fresh market vegetables. Let me show you.
In case it's so true, stuffing or dressing, same thing.
Yes. For our market veg, in my little zip prep bag, I have 1 red sweet pepper, and I just chop up all of these. Well, my child chopped them for me. So I have a small bell pepper chop, a red onion chop, half of a green bell pepper chop, a clove of garlic chop, and half of a rib of celery. And yes, they are in that order because again, I cook with what is in my fridge. So when persons ask me for a recipe, I always treat a recipe as a guide. That's all it is for me, a guide. And one should always know that a recipe is something that is man-made, meaning that it is something that somebody wrote based on what they make or how they cook a particular dish. So I always encourage my students, and now I'm encouraging you guys, my Next in Food and my Instagram family, to cooking is an act of love. So be inspired, but put you into the dish, you know, to make it your own. So use what you have to create something and make something totally delicious.
MK says in the South they call it dressing, up north they call it stuffing.
Oh, I didn't know that. But you know, in culinary, like when we're doing the culinary lessons, you know, it just came out as one of the same. So I'm using some Himalayan pink salt.
Pull
the stove over.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm just going to add some salt. And what the salt is going to do is just to season my couscous. And then to that, I'm going to add our couscous. Can I get one of those heat mats, please? And some olive oil. Just a little bit. Give it a little stir. And we're going to take it off the heat, cover it, and just let it steep. Right there. Can I have that other pot? We're going to let it steep. It's going to absorb, because it is a starch, it is going to absorb the liquid and it's going to be cooked. Okay, so while we wait on our couscous to steep and become nice and delicious, we are going to prepare the other parts that's going to flavor our couscous. So in my frying pan, I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And to that, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of curry powder. If you do not have curry powder, turmeric is fine. So 1 teaspoon of curry powder we're adding. We're also going to be adding a teaspoon of our caraway and cumin that we mixed up. And we're going to fry those spices. Fry these spices. Spices are fat soluble. And because they're fat soluble, it means that when you mix them in fat, any fat, they make the dish that you're adding them to taste better. And I think that is why in Jamaica, you know, we have a word for everything. You know, when your grandma or your mom or your auntie or your friend is making curry chicken or curry whatever, they put it in the oil. Our term in Jamaica, we say we burn the curry, but I mean, auntie know what she was doing. You're not burning the curry, because if you think about it logically, if you burn something, it becomes bitter and inedible. So what auntie was doing is waking up the spices in her oil before she add, you know, the seasoned chicken or goat or whatever. So you want to watch it.
Flavor 5 fingers says don't forget the muffins.
Thank you.
Can you hear Bell says what is couscous?
Thank you for reminding me about the muffins. Couscous is a North African staple kegi roll. So we're going to take out our muffins. Thanks for reminding me about the muffins. I forget that the clock ding, and then I had to put it on more. So that's what our muffin looks like. I'm just going to wait till it cools down a little bit, and I'll show it to all of you guys. We're going to remove it from the pan. Looky here. This is what our chocolate banana muffin looks like. Alright, so moving along. Our beef, by the way, if you're just joining, welcome back. Welcome back to Dinners from Around the World with me, Chef Walker-Barrett. Tonight's dinner is inspired by holiday cooking, and I'm here trying to simplify it, but it's not working. Holiday cooking just takes more effort, I think.
Tioma Edwards, you're on chicken.
Patricia Brown says believe in family.
Hey Patricia. So now in our frying pan that we added our cumin and caraway and curry powder to, we're adding our aromatic vegetables. These are sweet peppers, garlic, celery, and red onions. We're going to let this saute up, and this is what is going to flavor our couscous tonight.
Flavor 5 fingers says that looks so awesome. A gingerberry goes well with those muffins.
Yes, milk goes even better. So I'm going to season up these. I like to season all parts of my food. And remember I told you I was going to add some sweetness. We're adding some raisins in. Any dried fruit will do. Dried apricots or dates are my favorite dried fruits. But I only have raisins, so I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of raisin. You don't want it to taste like a fruit cake, but you want that surprise of that sweetness when you bite into the couscous. And for those of you who are on a healthier path, you can always use a more complex carbs like the couscous or bulgur or brown rice, and you can always build on it to make yourself a meal. You can make a warm salad, you can make a chill salad, or you can just refer to it as I normally do, a bowl where you just have all of these good flavors going. Now now I'm adding a little bit of cinnamon. All of these flavors, you know, since we are using all of these flavors throughout the meal, And I like to carry over the flavors. I refer to it as the obedient flavors. And you just add just a little chips more. So that is that. And we're just having this sauteing nice and slow. Just to cook our aromatic vegetables. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so, so, so good. Let us take a little look on our beef. We're going to pull it out and we are going to give it a base. Don't forget to baste your beef. So we're doing a bag of things at the same time, but they're all going to cook together. Vegetables sauteing nice and slow. Now we're going to remove the beef from the oven and give it a base with the drippings. Where's my towel? Can you guys see this? Just take the pan dripping, or if you have a turkey baster, just suck up the juices and just put it back on. So this is what this is. And our beef is roasting nicely. Take a look, guys. Take a look. Take a look, Facebook. And of course, take a look, YouTube. This is what it's looking like. Alright, so that goes back in. Put this off to the side. And we go back to our veggies. I'm going to add some more spices.
MK said looking good.
Thank you, MK. Can you get the pepper for me? The red pepper flakes. Alright guys, in a few short minutes, we're going to be adding our couscous to this. And our side dish or stuffing or dressing is going to be ready to start with the dish. Now let us look at our muffins. Take them out like so. I'm going to bake some more because I have more batter. So stick around. Hold on. Stick around, guys. Do not go anywhere. All right, so let me take the time to bake the rest of the muffin batter while I have that time. So I have some
Campbell
cake.
said, what did you soak the meat in, chef?
Oh, I marinated my meat with Himalayan pink salt, pimento, ginger, and beer. That's what I had on my beef. I hate these things that can never ever come off. Let's try that with my hands and see. There we go. Come on, get off. Sure, some of these are double. Sure, that one is double, but I don't have the patience. There you go. So we have the rest of our batter. We're just gonna make some more cupcakes. So you see that? And these are the jumbo size. These are the big supermarket muffin size cupcakes. So if you guys take a cake mix, and this was done using one cake mix, if you take a package of cake mix, add a cup of banana, add some oil and some eggs, and some chocolate chip, you can have some chocolate chip banana bread as well. And this is going to go into the oven. We're leaving these plain. Into the oven with the rest of our batter. We're leaving them plain. Same treatment. I think our couscous is ready. Let's give it a look. Let's give it a little look. So I have one ingredient that I want to add. This is dried chili or pepper flakes. So that goes in. Add some vibe, and then finally our orange pepper goes in as well. Lots of it. I love it. And everything get mixed together. Let's take a look at what the couscous looks like. After 10 minutes, look at that. Look at our lovely couscous. See, it is ready. Fluffing it with a fork, and we're adding it to our veggies. Let's start by adding some. We did say we were going to add just a little bit of honey, and I have some lemon juice I want to add to this as well. Right? Sheila, could you reach a lemon for me? And we combine all of that flavor. It's kind of like fried rice. So sometimes when you're making a new food, this is not new to me, but for those of you, you just treat it like something that you have made all the time. So this is our curry couscous. And that is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty?
Fireflies is so nice.
So the only thing that could have made this a lot better is some cilantro, but I don't have any cilantro. Cilantro has a nice little lemon flavor to it. Some people don't like cilantro because they say that it kind of tastes soapy, but I don't mind the cilantro. It tastes just fine to me. So we have all of our couscous mixed in. So you can have this with whatever you like, whatever protein you like, you can have this with.
M. Campbell says looks yummy.
Thank you. When you're cooking food, guys, the only rule is you season it to make it taste good. And once that is done, you're good to go. Just give it a taste. Oh my God. It tastes so good. So we're going to add some lemon zest. You want to add the lemon zest close to the end. Adding some lemon zest, some freshly grated lemon zest. This is going to brighten up the dish. All of those oils from the lemon. Where's my knife? And then we're going to add some lemon juice. Then we're going to squeeze the juice of half of a lemon in here. All right. And then now we go back in with some more olive oil to finish off this dish. And voila!
Chris says looks yummy.
Thank you, Chris. And this is an any night dinner, guys. So next time you're walking in the dry food section of the supermarket, pick up a pack of couscous, pick up some vegetables, and just make something different. It tastes very good. I'm gonna taste it again. Now that we've added our lemon and stuff. So good. Turn that off. It's time to plate up our couscous. So our beef is ready. We're going to take it out so that it can rest. Hold on right there. Take up our beef so that it can rest. I can show you what it looks like. In the meantime, I'm going to mix some of this for my husband so he can have something to snack on.
Chris anyone says my mouth is running.
Ash, you want something to snack on?
No, thank you.
Actually, I don't want any. Put a little bit more honey for my liking. Just a little chips. A little chips.
MRZ says, I absolutely love you, sending love from Arizona.
Oh, thank you. So we're gonna plate our couscous. Plate it up. I feel like a nice black plate is fitted for this beautiful yellow couscous. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Here we go. How is it, my dear? So good. All right, so we're gonna plate up.
What the taste of the orange?
Yeah, the orange. I mean, those North Africans, guys, you know what you're doing. Putting fruit and savory together. Awesome. So we could make a lamb couscous, and the North Africans, they cook in a vessel that is called a tagine. And so they will make the couscous and the lamb, and they eat a lot of lamb, a lot of chicken. So can you imagine this with some lamb chops? I can. There we go. Take a look. Our couscous dressing is ready. You can use this as a stuffing, you can use this as a salad, you can use it as your side dish, whatever you call it deliciousness, because that is what it is. Here we go with our couscous. We are going to, let me get the last bite.
Campbell says, I didn't know couscous could be cooked like this.
Yeah.
Looks delicious.
Alright. So now, we're going to cook our green beans.
And Marzella says, I've never had it before.
Try it and tell me what you think. So let's put a pot back on for green beans. While we clean up all of this, all of this, all of this. Oh, I did say I was going to take the beef out, right? should really take that beef out of the oven. Let me make space for it. Open off. Beef is done. Done. It's right where I want it to be. Carrots are done as well. And you see how quick dinner come together? I mean, it started off a little rocky, but it comes together at the end. So we're resting our beef as I speak. I'll soon show you guys what it looks like. Right now we are going to cook. Just gonna saute up our green beans. So again, in the pot, we're adding some olive oil. Olive oil for green beans, and I want to add a clove of garlic to my pot, to my beans. Just smash the garlic right here, peel the skin off. I'm just going to slice garlic in my pot, and I have some thyme leaves that I'll be adding to this. So that's what we're going to flavor garlic with. We have some thyme. Just take the leaves off, put them in. The simplest things for me, guys, are the tastiest. A little bit goes a long way. What are you doing in here? And the beans were boiled. So all we're doing now is just bringing the flavors together. I'm putting some pimento for the bean, just a little pinch. And then the bean goes in, just like so. And we're going to just gently caress the beans and our olive oil coming together, just warming through our beans, and our orange pepper goes on our beans because it tastes so good on everything. A little bit of red pepper flakes, just a little too. A little bit more salt. And dinner is coming together nicely. Get back here. Starting to look like a family style holiday meal. Yes. We have a little container for our beans. Roll out one of my holiday container. Put the beans in. Now guys, my thing is, all parts of the meal must be seasoned. You know, I hate when you go to the restaurant, and especially the restaurants in Jamaica. Yes. And they give you, they're always serving just string beans and carrots. And the string bean not cooked, the carrot not cooked, it tie in a bundle or it cook up on top of the meat or under the meat, and it is totally flavorless. Come on guys, chefs, do better. How simple is this? Cook the beans, season them up, and serve them. Make them melt in your mouth, delicious. All right, so we're gonna plate up our beans. And our beans are done. How simple is that? Green beans with a little bit of garlic. I use orange seasoning, but any little powder seasoning you have or any seasoning you use at home, you can add to your beans and make them tasty. I love cooking with using green beans because they're always, for the most part, pretty inexpensive, and you can find them all year round. Even though you have the peak of the season, like now, I'm seeing more and more beans in the supermarket and in the market. Okay, so could you take this up? I'm just gonna put it over there. So, finally, let's just kind of put this in a, put these in a row like so, and bring the star. If you notice this meal, this beef, because of how we did it, as I said, a true hot roast beef is usually cooked after you brown it off. You make almost like a gravy or a flavorful liquid, and you put it in the oven to braise or on top of the stove. This one is more like a pan roast where we start it on the stove and put it into the oven because I wanted it to be fast. And besides, this is the most acceptable way of cooking this cut of meat. This is a beef tenderloin. If this was another cut, like a sirloin, I would have give you a true braise, which would take a longer time. We don't have a lot of time on the line, but just I wanted you guys to get the basic idea of what that is. So we're gonna roll out of the cutting board for beef.
Danielle Beer says looking great. Good evening.
Thank you, Danielle. Good evening. Roll out the slicer. Let us cut our beef up. Here goes. I mean, it wants to rest, but just for you guys, I'm gonna cut 3 little slices. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1. Oh, that's like butter, and right now this is at medium well, and it still can rest a little more. Are you guys seeing this? My husband is over there drooling for this, so let me give him a piece. Here you go, my dear. Looky here. Oh God, it's so good. It's so good. Again, let me tell you what I did. I marinate this beef in red striped beer, regular beer, and of course ginger, fresh garlic, and some Himalayan pink salt and pimento. I had it marinating for a couple of days. Here you go.
Shaboy says the beef is beefing.
It is really beefing. Okay, so I'm gonna take out my carrots, put them into their little place. Everything is family style tonight. So here are our carrots in their nice rustic formation, nice and caramelized. And this was 1 pound of carrot, by the way. How is that carrot, my dear?
Wonderful.
It is so sweet. So carrots are naturally sweet. So whenever I'm making carrot, I like to just put the flavors on the carrot that will enhance the natural sweetness of the carrot. A little bit of honey, a little maple syrup, and some warm spices. Now, if I was making a gravy, I don't need a gravy tonight, but if I was making a gravy, this stuff right here, more onion, a little flour, more beer, maybe some tomato paste, and we'll make some lovely gravy with some beef stock or chicken stock. But that is...
The Pink Shack says hello from Bahamas.
Hello, Bahamas. Welcome. So, let me make myself a plate and show you guys how we make a plate in the Barrett household. Well, not just holiday, but any day. We like to eat out of these things, you know, that can hold the food nice. So take a cup of carrots, put down a cup of carrots. Oh, where is my spoon for my couscous? Take some couscous. And we can always go back for seconds and thirds. Alright, so we have 4 carrots right there. And some green beans. Make a nice little plate, nice and pretty. Come here, green beans, where are you going? Stay over there. And then the star of the show, the beef. This tenderloin is cutting like butter. You don't want to cook your beef well done, guys. I'm not imposing what I like on you, but I'm just suggesting.
Rita French, this dinner is to die for. Ditch the diet and let's eat good food.
So, this is what it looks like, guys. This is what I'm going to give to my husband. Take a look. I'm sharing it with you guys. Take a look. This is the finished dish. And so we eat late, but we eat good. So, here you go. I want to thank you guys so much for staying with us tonight. For picture purpose, let me just slice some medallions. Get away, fly, where you come from. For picture purpose, just fix it up because we want to post it for you guys. juice is kind of running out, but that's fine. So on our board here, we're going to put some of our carrots, just like so. And this kind of butter. So good. And green beans. Just to kind of show. Alright. Fix this back up. So, it's beginning to look like the holidays, right? And I like to say, let the eating season begins. So guys, thank you so much, so much for stopping in, for staying in. If you are new to our live, thank you. I missed you guys last week, but I was too tired to come on. And so I'm back this week, and thank you guys for coming on. This has been dinner from around the world, and we are doing our roast beef our way. The cutter beef was beef tenderloin. We treated it with some Jamaican ingredients, red stripe, pimento, ginger. I feel like when you hear those three things, you kind of think Jamaican. And of course, we put a little beta pack curry in our couscous that was inspired by North African cuisine. Our couscous was made with a bag of things, a bag of delicious market vegetables. I call them aromatic vegetables: celery, bell peppers, red onion, garlic, scallion, and raisins. That little hint of dried raisin just make it taste so good. And then we finish off that with a squeeze of lemon juice and some grated lemon zest. I am Simone Walker-Barrett. Thank you guys so much. All of you from YouTube to Instagram to Facebook. Thank you guys so much. I will see you when I see you. Have yourself a blessed week. We are going to enjoy our delicious tender beef. Thank you guys, and be safe.